Good morning, everyone. It's Yvonne here to do Yvonne back. I'm back to do your bonus read. Okay, let's see what's going on in the world of the Arcanum Tarot here. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're finding enough to do. I thank goodness for social media, for Netflix. And for other things that of course we can do and watch. If you're in Australia, I've been watching Married at First Sight, and I stopped watching it a few weeks ago because things were just so hectic, and I just went back to watch the last few episodes. So that's been entertaining me a little bit, watching other people fighting over the most ridiculous things. But anyway, it's good entertainment, and I'm all about good entertainment. Okay. All right, so we have the Three of Pentacles coming out. So the Three of Pentacles is a card of, it can be about project work. It can be about self-investment. It also can be about two people working on something new. But it's definitely about creation, about creating something, bringing something out. So maybe, you know, many of you at the moment are sort of looking at creation because you've got the time and energy to put into creative projects. And a big shout out and a big thank you to all the people who are working out in the workforce who aren't able at the moment to not work. Because I think we forget we're at home in our own little worlds, and we forget how valuable and how wonderful all those people are, putting their own lives at risk to be on the front line. So huge thank you. The Four of Wands here talks about stability. Now this can be it's about marriage. It's the marriage card. It's about long-term commitment, stability. So some of you may be sort of building building something up to a point of stability here. I have a feeling someone's coming in here because they want to work on something with you. It could be in regards to work. Yeah, definitely. So someone's coming in here to work with you, someone who's put a lot of work and energy into themselves. You've got someone who's done a lot of internal work here. This is very spiritual for me, this card. I always think it's church window, so it has a very spiritual feel. But I feel like somebody here has been working on themselves to bring in a stability that they needed. And now they're coming forward to offer you something, because we have the Five of Pentacles here, and we have the Nine of Cups. So I feel like somebody has put in a lot of work and effort into themselves to bring themselves around. I feel that they've had a lot of self-doubt. They may have been on a journey here where they've been trying to toss up on whether to put energy into something or not. So it sort of had them in a little bit of a down state here, because the Five of Pentacles sort of talks about feeling left out in the cold. And for me, it's sort of a little bit of a sad card, because it's sort of like you're doing things on your own, rather than realizing that the church window here in both these cards has someone standing on the other side of it waiting for you. So I feel that there is some sort of wish coming true here. Now someone's had this realization. You could be dealing with someone that was tossing up for a long time on whether they wanted to make this offer. But I feel now with the Three of Pentacles here that they're coming forward to make some sort of offer, have some communication. For some of you, it might be about an apology as well. I feel that this person's sort of maybe seeking some forgiveness. Perhaps they didn't explain to you what was going on. Maybe they've closed down. Okay, so we have the Strength card here. The Strength card is the card, or one of the cards, of Leo. So you could be dealing with someone who has very Leo energy. They could have Leo in their chart. They could be a Leo, but this is more about the energy here. But this is a person who's built up their own strength. They've recognized their own power. They could have taken their power back here. Oh, wow. Okay. So this has been a long time coming. So you've been waiting on this news for a while here. But the time wasn't wasted, because I think that you worked on yourself during this time too. So I feel that this could be you who's wanting to make an offer here. So whether it's you or the other person, There has been a lot of ground gained here. Someone has really learned about their dark side, their shadow side, and they've worked very hard here. Some of the people you're dealing with may have been putting a lot of effort into building their financial resources. Okay, all right, so we have someone who had to close out some sort of cycle. So you've got someone returning after closing out a cycle. They want a brand new start here. They want to offer you something new. I was trying to get the energy when I was going into this Knight of Pentacles before, because there seems to be a feeling of, I don't know whether it's anger or frustration, but I get this feeling here that there's a lot of discord behind this. And I don't know if the person had gone through a lot of anger and resolving anger issues, or whether there is an issue between you that's feeling that there's anger here. Anyway, let's keep going with it. Okay, so I have the Queen of Pentacles coming out as well. So some of you dealing with a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Oh, definitely a Capricorn with the Devil card here. And we have the Two of Wands coming out as well. Someone wants to move forward here. Someone's cleared something away from their life. I feel like for some people this has been a very deep personal journey for someone. I feel that this person was not dealing with their own issues before, or their own anger. They may have been in a state of denial here and hiding behind a mask, or they could have just been so hiding behind their ego so much they weren't seeing beyond that. And there's a lot of anger in this card. All right, let me just keep going. We do have the Emperor coming in here. And we have the Six of Wands. Oh, I need to take that card out as well because I've seen it now. And the Ace of Swords. So someone stepped into their truth here. They've walked away from something. And I feel like the walking away could have been from something physical. But there's a great possibility here that you could be dealing with someone who's been able to resolve their personal issues. So maybe this person didn't come forward before because of some of the issues they had around their own anger or their own anger management. You could be dealing with someone who has a very volatile temper. And it could be to do with their own stuff, perhaps, that's never been dealt with. And could have been from their past as well. But I feel like this person's been able to work on that and close it out. So they've been able to recognize, and actually it's almost like they've been able to identify why they've had this issue or problem, and it could have been quite extreme. Nothing that someone couldn't work on. And I think the problem is we address the anger, but we don't always address what is underlying the anger. And anger is not the emotion. It's the underlying thing that is the emotion. Anger is the secondary response. So it comes from something else. Frustration, denial, hate, fear, all of the things that are the emotions that you are holding on to result in anger if they're not expressed. And there's a very strong correlation between anger and depression. So for many people, this is repressed anger, suppressed anger. Someone was dealing with some sort of repressed or suppressed anger here. So suppressed being deliberately put aside, repressed being unconsciously put aside. And I feel this person has gained strength through understanding this. So you could have had someone here who had counselling, or someone had some sort of coaching here to get to this. and they've been able to let it go because they're now standing in their truth and they're walking away. Maybe emotionally walking away from things, but certainly walking away from things that have held them back here. And it could be this problem. And I guess spiritually, if you're hanging on to emotions like that, or you don't know you're hanging on to emotions like that, but you're doing the internal work, the chances are pretty good that that emotion is holding you back from being able to manifest the life you want. Because if we bog things down with those emotions, we don't feel things. We don't really feel things as they're supposed to be. So if you're constantly dumping negative feelings on yourself, then eventually you're going to dull the positive ones. So you don't grow, you stay. And I feel like this person has got that, has understood that, because they're moving forward in a very big way now. There's a truth here. So this is, if this is you, and you've been doing this work, I want to say to you, this is amazing. Because this devil card here is all about all of those dark places that we keep within us that we're not prepared to address. All this manifestation of these things coming out in your life as everyday stuff is holding you back from the life you want. Releasing some of these energies will allow you then to manifest into your life what you want. Now, the thing is with the anger thing is what a lot of people do is they don't feel their anger. It's a very strange thing, really. But we're taught that anger isn't good. Anger is a very negative thing, and we shouldn't express it. And it's about teaching people how to express it in a very healthy way rather than not withhold it. But a lot of people say, oh, I don't get angry. Well, you do. Everybody gets angry. It just means when you say, I don't want to get angry, that you're dumping it somewhere deep inside of you, and one day it will want to come out. And it makes people passive aggressive. So what happens is it's like that straw that broke the camel's back, where all of a sudden there's just this big explosion, and a person releases that all at once. And it results in a lot of tears, it results in a lot of catharsis, because that person has been finally able to release it. That is what I'm feeling here. I feel like somebody's been doing this work to bring themselves into some sort of stability. They realise now they've perhaps been doing the wrong thing and want to offer apologies. They do want to come forward and have a wish come true with you here. They are walking away from something, realising their own truth, and bringing in some sort of recognition, victory here. Someone is reaching this status here. Empress status, very, very nice. Someone is ready here. Very strong earthly feel, but there is also fire and air here, but a lot of earth in this reading. I don't think it's because it's earth signs. I think somebody is just really finding their selves. Really finding themselves. And we do have the card of the witness here. Card 64. So let me just find it in my book. Oh, beautiful wolf. Okay. I'm going to read the essence first, and then I'm going to read you the invitation. The witness observes without engaging in any action. By cultivating inner stillness, we are able to assess any situation from a higher perspective and make better decisions. When we can be truly present for someone else's difficulties with stillness, then we are able to truly hear them and give better advice. Sometimes we can be so still that we are a mirror for the other. Then through our presence, they receive their own answers. The witness that has been by your side all along is now ready to become your ally. You thought you were the doer, but today you discover that things happen when you get out of the way. Witness creation unfolding before you. Change reality by finding stillness and letting your true intent reveal itself. Now I want to just reiterate that last line. Change reality by finding stillness and letting your true intent reveal itself. Because by standing still and allowing, by meditation and allowing your emotions to come to the surface, your true intent reveal itself. So it's very possible here that if you stop for a moment and be quiet and still any issues or problems that you are experiencing will come up for you to address. But we're so busy running around, you know, pushing our lives along, trying to be fast, trying to have everything we want. We all do the same. It's just that mine's tarot cards, but that's not the point. We all want, we desire, we're human beings. And sometimes we forget that we don't listen to the voices telling us what we need to be doing. So you are being given the chance at the moment to be very quiet and allow those feelings and those things to come to the surface so you can address them. So listen to those little voices. Have a great day.